Imagine you're the mayor of a tiny town with only a couple thousand residents, and one day, $10 million suddenly arrives in your account. Does it sound like a prank? Of course. That's exactly what Mayor Geparis thought when he received this mysterious donation. His town of Tville, comfortably located in the south of France, was so small and inconspicuous that almost no one knew about it, and there were no large facilities in it that could attract the attention of investors. Who could just give away such a sum? Who would make such a generous donation for no apparent reason or purpose? At first glance, it seemed absolutely incredible. But the truth turned out to be even more amazing and exciting. This money was absolutely real and came from a complete stranger. As it turned out, the donation was made by a certain Roger Tville, a man who had never even been to the city. He lived in Paris, owned a huge fortune, but at the same time led an unusual lifestyle, as he never spent his parents' inheritance, but on the contrary, carefully preserved it. Roger was a private and uncommunicative person who did not seek publicity but always supported various charitable projects. He was a real miser in personal expenses, and his life was largely focused on savings. It would seem that there was no room for surprises in his life, but at some point he decided on something completely unexpected, and when he passed away, it turned out that he had no heirs. And his huge fortune became available for distribution. And then Roger decided to do something completely unusual, leave all his wealth to a random town in France, simply because he liked that their names matched. He did not make this decision based on any logical calculations, but rather because of his strange and slightly romantic view of the world. For a small town, it was a fortune, the equivalent of 5 years of their budget, which completely changed the financial situation in which the city found itself. The people of Tville couldn't believe their eyes. When they found out about this amazing deed, many simply could not comprehend what had happened. How is this possible? How could it be that their small town, which had no major industries or tourist flows, suddenly received such a huge sum? At first, people thought it was a mistake, a joke, or a scam. But as strange as it may sound, the money was real. The bank confirmed that the amount was received legally and was actually transferred from Roger Tville's personal accounts. With this money, the residents of Tville were able to completely renovate their schools, which had long been in need of renovation, build new public areas, and equip city parks where people could now spend time with their families. These funds also made it possible to carry out the necessary work on the restoration of historical monuments, which were the pride of the town. In addition, this money helped to avoid tax increases, which was a real salvation for local residents. Instead of experiencing financial difficulties, the city flourished and became an example of how unexpected events can lead to incredible changes. It was a real chance for local entrepreneurs. New investments led to the growth of small businesses, and tourism, which had previously been almost undeveloped, began to attract people who wanted to see the miracle city. Now Tville has become not only a place of change, but also a symbol of hope for other small towns across France. Many other mayors began to wonder how such a tiny place managed to receive such generosity. This has opened up new opportunities for cooperation with other cities and foundations. The city began to actively develop its cultural and educational programs, giving residents the opportunity to study, develop, and implement their ideas. Soon Tville became a place of attraction for creative people, artists, and young entrepreneurs who saw it as an opportunity to realize their projects. And as a sign of gratitude, a monument will now appear in Tville in honor of Roger Tville, a man who had never been to the city, but by his act changed its fate forever. The monument will become a symbol of generosity and unpredictability of life, reminding everyone of how amazing events can affect the course of history, and that even in the smallest corners of the world you can find real miracles. This gesture has become not only a story about a random gift, but also a true legend that will be passed down from generation to generation. He became not only a symbol of generosity, but also a lesson for everyone about how important it is sometimes to follow your intuitive impulses and not be afraid to do something unusual. Because the world is full of surprises, and sometimes the smallest events can lead to huge changes, so Tville, once an unknown town, became a place where, despite its small size, real miracles happen, and all this is thanks to a mysterious man who perhaps did not even know how much he would change the life of an entire community. Now Tville has become known throughout the country, and its residents are proud that their town has become an example of how even the most unexpected gesture can affect the fate of people.